Yeah. Turn me up.
All right. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening,
Good
sir.
evening.
Everybody's all good? Everybody's all well?
Yes.
All right. Everything can good, but most things are good. We're alive. We're in good health. So we have to give God thanks for the small mercies, and give him bigger thanks for the bigger mercies then. All right. So we're going to jump into tonight's session. Just to remind you, although you already got the message in the group, Thursday is your assessment. Thursday would mark 9 weeks since school has commenced. So we need to do another assessment to see where we're at. How much information are we recollecting once again? Sunday's class is officially available. In fact, because you're online now, so you won't know that it's going on. But the class that we did on Sunday for 2 hours, it's now available. You can get a chance to watch it now or rewatch it, so to speak, as well as there are other videos there that will be able to give you the chance of doing well, all right, and giving a good account of yourself. So that's for Thursday. It will be done online as usual. All right. I got a couple of images from some students about the introduction. So as soon as I'm at that place where I'm going to be start reading and marking introduction. In fact, Thursday night while the assessment is going on, I'll be responding to persons in relationship to what they have sent me. So if you can get your introduction written and send it to me before Thursday while the test is going on, I'll be messaging students and giving them responses based on what I've seen. Okay? Because remember, I work in the days, so it's kind of hard to like mark SBs and then edit videos and then teach, and it's a lot. So forgive me if I take a long time to respond to you, but I will. I definitely will. Okay? All right, good. So therefore then, tonight is Tuesday. What do we do on Tuesdays? Give me a reminder. Is it Algebra Tuesdays or Measurement Tuesdays? And how far did we reach? I think we're supposed to be doing consumer arithmetic now, not true?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So all right, so get me up to speed. So where was the last place we stopped on measurement? Did we get to the trapezium? I think we did. I'm not sure. Did we? We might have.
Sir. Did.
Okay, we might have. All right, so that would be okay. And we got to the distributive law in algebra, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, so that means that tonight now we just need to just level out the playing field now and clear up the consumer arithmetic. That's going to be we never get to commission, right? So commission and sales tax and profit and loss. We're not doing none of that yet. So that's what we're going to be doing tonight. All right, so head up for me, ladies and gentlemen. Consumer arithmetic continuation. And we're going to be doing commission. And we're going to be doing sales tax. And hopefully, we'll be able to get to a little bit of profit and loss. All right. We're going to be doing some questions, explaining the concept, doing some questions, forward questions, backward questions, rearranging the formulas, that kind of thing. Okay. So that's the aim. All right. Okay. Okay.
Good night, sir.
Good night. Is that Shamara?
No, sir.
Okay. All right, so Tuesday evening, that would be this document. So that was where we would have stopped. Okay. Right. All right. So this is the document then. So we would have gotten to overtime and so forth. All right. All right. So we have that set up. Okay. So let us zoom this out here. So our topic for tonight is going to be commission, sales tax, and profit and loss. All right. That's going to be our topic for tonight. Commission, sales tax, profit and loss. All right. So first thing, we need to know what is commission, right? And how do we calculate commission? How do we calculate anything at all that's related to commission? All right. So write this for me, guys. Let's define what a commission is. A commission is an additional income received. Commission is an additional income received.
Can you repeat, please?
Coming to you. Just give me a second. I'm moved away from you. Just a second. Just a second. I just move away from the phone. Just a minute. All right. Apologize. I'm back. All right. So repeating. Commission is an additional income received. Commission is an additional income received as a percentage of the total sales made. As a percentage of the total sales made. Commission is an additional income received as a percentage of the total sales made. Working for a company. Working for a company. So the formula for commission, sales tax, discount, all of these topics, they are percentage related topics. So the formulas are relatively the same. All right. So we see that commission is equal to X% divided by 100. But for commission, because you're getting an income based on the total sales made, we multiply it by total sales. So that's your formula. Let's put a little box around that. So that's your commission formula. Now the sales tax is more or less the same. So write this down for me, guys. Sales tax, put in bracket beside sales tax, capital V, capital A, capital T. Sales tax, put in bracket, VAT. Sales tax is an additional charge. Sales tax is an additional charge that is added to the original, cost value of a good or service. That is added to the original value. Sorry, that is added to the original cost value of a good or service. Now, very similar to sales tax, you're going to write S, sales tax. Or you can just write tax, that's fine. Or just write VAT.
Definition, please.
Sales tax is an additional charge that is added to the cost value of a good or service. So if you want to write VAT is equal to, or as you may see in textbooks or formula sheets, sales tax is going to be equal to very similar X% divided by 100. But this time, you're not selling anything. You're actually buying something. So it's going to be multiplied by cost value. So we're going to put a little box around that as well. So the formulas are the same, as you can see. It's the percentage divided by 100 multiplied by whatever it's related to. Commission is because you get commission when you're selling something and you're charged taxed when you are buying something, right? Discount is the same thing as well, too, you know. But I don't want to discuss that because it's not related to the assessment. I don't want to have you thinking about anything else other than what is going to be on the assessment. We'll discuss other things after that. Now, when it gets these worded questions, they are not very. When you get used to working them out, you'll realize that they're not as difficult as how they would first appear to be. So once we've gone through a few questions, you know, how to reverse the formula, right? How to transpose the formula, as we say, right? Then you'll realize it's not as challenging. But we're going to start easy and then build it up, right? For both. So we're going to be kickstarting the questions, guys, from the topic of commission. And I'm going to assume that you guys have an idea of what a commission is, right? So insurance brokers, persons who sell insurance, they get commission. Persons who sell cars, like you have a car salesman, you know, they receive commission. Them get paid, right? Because you work for the company, so you get paid as an employee, pardon me. But once you make a sale outside of the company, once you recruit customers for the company, then whatever it is that you have sold the customer, then you get a percentage from that sale on top of your regular pay. All right, take this question down from me, ladies and gentlemen. An insurance broker receives a basic salary. An insurance broker receives a basic salary of $12,000. An insurance broker receives a basic salary of $12,000. And in addition, to any sales made, he will receive 11%. He will receive 11%. Full stop. During a specific month, his total sales amounted to $6,500. His total sales amounted to $6,500. Calculate the following. One, the total commission earned for that month. Calculate the following. One, the total commission earned for that month. Leave about a line or two for the solution. Part two. Calculate his gross earning for that month. All right, so this question is related to it's a commission-based question. From you see the word commission in the question. So it would require us to use the formula that is highlighted in red. Now, we use the golden rule, as I've told you, right? We always start out by using the golden rule where we rewrite the formula. Always, guys, it takes the guesswork out of mathematics, right? You always write down your formula, regardless if you think you know it or not. So I'd start out by writing then that commission is equal to, in this question, the commission is what, 11%? I think that's what I stated. Was it 11?
Yes, sir.
So 11 divided by 100. And for this particular month, he made sales that amounted to 6,500. So then we just go on our calculator. In this case, because it's 6,500, I can just cross out the 2 zeros here. And then I would simply say 11 multiplied by 65, which works out to be 715. And that is your answer, guys. So the commission that he earned for that month, for that amount of sales, is $715. So he made 6,500 for the company. And from that 6,500, he was paid $715 from that. So that would be part one. For part two then, We want to know his gross earnings for that month. Remember that if he didn't make any sales, now guys, the assumption is that if I don't make any sales, you still have to pay me. So he's making what? On a regular, without any sales, his gross earning would have been equal to his gross earning would have been equal to his basic salary, which is $12,000, plus the commission that he got for that particular month. So he would therefore go home that particular month with $12,715. And that would be the question. Very simple, yes? Yeah.
You said basic pay, right? Was the 12,000?
Basic salary.
Basic salary.
Yeah.
So that's the month. Oh, sure.
Yeah. Occasionally, I'll use the word basic salary. I'll use the word basic interchangeably. So I don't just use basic for wage. I'll say basic salary, or I'll just say salary.
Okay, because I was thinking week. It was the weeks.
Right. So you're thinking that you're going to multiply the 12,000 by 4.
Yeah, that's where my mind.
Right. No.
Okay.
All right. Next. So now it's time to look at a question where then it's in reverse, where you may be asked, as opposed to being asked to find the commission, you may be asked to find how much sales was made within a month. And that's when the golden rule plays an important role. And I call it the golden rule just because it's just something I came up with, right? It's just something I come up with, okay? Because there are concepts that I have not reached. I have not gotten the point to teach them. So I really have to be teaching I have to be changing the way how I'm articulating myself until I get there. So that's why I call it the golden rule. Later on, I'll call it a different name. So the golden rule is always write down the formula and then you do your substitution. All right, example number 2, guys. Ejemplo número 2. Example number 2. A car salesman earns commission. A car salesman earns commission of 9.5%. A car salesman earns commission of 9.5% on all sales made within a month. On all sales made within a month. A car salesman earns. Could you repeat what I just said to you guys? Because I'm reading from my head. Can somebody repeat what it is that I just dictated?
A car salesman earned commission of 9.5% on all sales made within a month.
Correct, thank you. Within a month. During a particular month, his commission earnings amounted to his commission earnings amounted to $8,450. His commission earnings amounted to $8,450. Calculate the total sales made. Calculate the total sales made for that particular month. For that particular month.
Sorry, I can repeat the amount, sir.
$8,450. All right, so here's the trap when it comes to these worded questions. Most of us here have done math at some point in our lives. We have done a lot of percentage questions in our lives. So usually when a student, and this is just opinionated, guys, usually when a student sees a percentage question, the temptation, without reading or comprehending the question, the temptation is for the student to just proceed right away and say that they're going to find 9.5% of 8,450. So the temptation is this. Here's the temptation. If you're not reading with understanding, you'll realize that you might be tempted to say 9.5% over 100 multiplied by 8,450. And that would be you assuming that the total sales made was 8,450. But that's not what the question said. The question stated that he received commission of 8,450. We are looking for the total sales made. So this approach is very much incorrect. What you have to do is start by setting up the formula. Commission is equal to X% over 100 multiplied by total sales. Let's call total sales TS. Let's call total sales TS. Now, when you read the question, you will read it and you will specifically see where it stated that the commission earning was 8,450. So we will then put 8,450 underneath the word com, because that's the commission. And then you then equate that to 9.5 over 100, and then you'd multiply it by TS. That's the setup. Again, if you try it any other way, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to get it incorrect. So is there an easier way to do it? There isn't. Easier way would be you knowing how to do it mentally. Because remember that you're not looking for the commission. You are already told what the commission earning is. You're looking for how much sales was made. So therefore then, we can say 8,450 is going to be equal to the division of 9.5 by 100. So go ahead and divide 9.5 by 100. You should get 0.095. Confirm, please.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And then as we've been doing in measurement, we use the opposite operation to isolate our variable. So we need to isolate TS, but the 0.095 is connected to the TS by multiplication. And so the opposite of multiplying something is to divide it. So then we'd say 8,450 divided by 0.095, and then that will tell you the amount of sales that this car salesman made within that month. How much you got? Talk to me, guys. 8,450 divided by 0.095.
Sir, 8,000. Sorry.
88,947.
88,000.
947.
947 flat.
6.36.
0.36, you said?
Sir.
Okay. And that is the answer. What you have to understand about commission is when a person is paid commission, it's not a lot of money they get. The more money you make is the more commission you'll make, but your commission is not big because you're only getting a fraction of the amount of money you made for the company. Put yourself in the position. If somebody's working for you and they made $100,000 for you, right? They're working for you. They are your employee and they make $100,000 for the company. Would you give them 50 grand? You're not give them so much money. You're not gonna give them half. They made you 100. You're not gonna give them half of your money. You give them one 10 grand, one 5 grand. You know, one little percentage you give them because of business they are run, right? So when you get these numbers, when you get these answers, don't let the answers spook you. Be like, no, the answer's too big. Why is it so big? It is supposed to be. You've got to make a lot of money in order to earn commission, a good commission. All right. So yes, that is the answer, ladies and gentlemen. That is how you approach these types of questions. Most likely, as I said, if you get a question like this, no one in the future, are really two things them can ask you. Is either they're going to ask you to find the commission, or they're going to ask you to find the total sales that was made for that month. Okay? But that's the idea. Any questions, ladies and gentlemen? Any questions?
No.
Anyone? Any questions?
No.
All right, let me have you try one, please. I want to have you try one. I don't want to assume that what was done on screen, you get it? So I want you guys to put your hands on one and try it. All right? All right, so this is your question, guys. Try this one. And then somebody can volunteer to walk the class through your steps. A saleswoman earns a basic wage. A saleswoman earns a basic wage of $3,800. Earns a basic wage of $3,800. And in addition, she's paid, and in addition, she's paid a 5% commission and in addition, she's paid a 5% commission on the total sales made in a week. On the total sales made in a week. I wanted to just keep it simple because I want to move on. It's not that complicated that I have to do like a bunch of questions on it. So calculate her gross wage. Calculate her gross wage. Calculate her gross wage during a particular week. Calculate her gross wage during a particular week if her total sales amounted to $2,400. If her total sales amounted to $2,400. All right, shoot your shot, guys. Are you finished, guys? Are you finished? Would anybody like to participate?
I'm going to try.
Okay. Go ahead, Stacy.
So it's commission, the formula commission equal X percent over 100 times cost price,
Total sales.
total sales, sorry. You're gonna have 5 over 100 times 2,400. So
Ooh.
am I wrong?
Mm.
Is it wrong?
Read the question again.
All right. A saleswoman earn a basic wage of 3,800 and in addition, she is paid 5% commission on the total sales made in a week. Calculate her gross wage during a particular week if her total sale is 2,400.
Yeah, man, you're good then. I actually wanted to set the question the other way, but it's fine. All right, yeah, man, you're good.
Okay, so the 2,400, say the zeros cancel the zeros, so you have 5 times 24, that is 120. So
All right.
you're
Move
gonna
the
add
screen.
the 120 to the 3,800, give you a
So
total
hold on.
of
It's 5 over 100 times 2,400 and what? 50?
no 2,400.
And then cancel the 2 zeros then. And we get 120.
120.
And therefore we then do what?
You add that to her basic wage.
Which is going to be 3,800
3,920.
plus 120. That's equal to
3,920.
3,920. All right. Yeah, I actually wanted to set the question up the other way, but it's fine. I just wanted you guys to put your hands on it so you guys can know what it feels like to just do it all by your own, on your own. All right. Thank you. Appreciate that. So we can move on then to sales tax. So I believe I had already defined what is sales tax, right? It's an additional income, it's an additional charge that is added to the original price or the original cost value. Okay. All right. A television. So we're at sales tax now, ladies and gentlemen. Example question. A television has a marked price. A television has a marked price of $18,500. Of $18,500. A television has a marked price of $18,500. Plus 15% VAT. Plus 15% VAT.
Could you repeat, sir?
A television has a marked price of $18,500. Sorry, $18,500 plus 15% VAT. Calculate the price a customer pays. Calculate the price a customer pays. Calculate the price a customer pays for that TV. For that TV. Calculate the price a customer pays for that TV. Now, there is two approaches to the question, and it really boils down to personal preference and your thought process. It's just the way how you see the question. So I'm going to show you both, then you pick your poison. Now, the traditional way that students would go about this is that they would make an attempt to find out how much tax was charged. And then they're going to add the tax to the actual price. So we can start off by writing down our formula, V VAT, or sales tax, same thing. So VAT equals X% over 100 times cost value. And I practice to write down my formula even when I'm doing it, guys. It's just a habit that I have because I know how important the golden rule is. Once I practice to do this, no matter even if I know the question, guys, even if I know that it's going to be 15 over 100 times 18,005, I still practice to write down my formula. Even to this day, I still do it. So the value added tax then is going to be equal to 15% over 100 multiplied by the cost value, would have been the cost value of the TV, which is 18,500. So very easy here. We just cancel these two zeros here. And then we just proceed to calculate what is 15 multiplied by 185. Oh yeah, that's your question. Yeah. What is 15 multiplied by 185?
2,775.
Now, since we now know what the tax is, it means that when the customer goes to the cash desk, they're then going to hear that the price is 18,500 as was advertised, plus the tax is now 2,775, which therefore the customer would end up having to pay 21,275. Confirm if I'm right or wrong.
Yes, sir.
So the customer would pay $21,275 for that TV. All right? That's the basic application of the question. Quick question. What is Jamaica's VAT? Anybody knows?
GCT, sir.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah, GCT VAT. What percentage is it? Do you know?
Is it 15, sir?
It is.
Or
It is. It's 15. It was 16.5 a few years ago, but then it dropped to 15%. So everything that you guys buy is a 15% tax that is added to everything that you buy. So 15% of the item, the value of the item is added back to the item. Now, an alternative approach to this, is to say that 100 plus 15 is equal to 115%. So therefore, we can say that 115% divided by 100, and we can then multiply that then by 18,500. And you will find that once you type this onto the calculator, it actually goes right ahead and give you the 21,275. It eliminates you finding what the tax is. It eliminates you finding how much was the tax. It just tells you the final price that you have to pay. So that's an alternative approach. Again, it's just personal preference, is what you're accustomed to, is what you find easier, that a student will gravitate towards. And it also depends on what the question is asking you. Because most of the time, when these questions are given to you on exams, they normally just ask you to calculate what is the tax, and then they ask you to calculate the final price of the item. So most times you're going to find that 90% of students is going to go with method one. It's neither here nor there. Personal preference. All right. Now, alternatively then, the question can be structured in such a way that it sets you up to make a mistake. The question I'm going to give you next is a question that I've seen over the years has caught majority of students get caught in terms of what is expected to do. What is expected to be done. All right. So example number 2, guys. Let's take this down. A washing machine was bought by a customer. A washing machine was bought by a customer A washing machine was bought by a customer for $6,800. For $6,800. Which was inclusive of 12% VAT, which was inclusive of 12% VAT. Calculate the price of the, what was it, a washing machine, I said, right?
Yes, sir.
Calculate the price of the washing machine. Calculate the price of the washing machine exclusive of the VAT. Exclusive of the VAT. All right, so usually what I do is that I would just jump right ahead and start to show you how to work it out. But what I'm going to ask you guys to do is to shoot your shot. I would like to see what would be your approach. Even though I told you it's a tricky question, I want you to approach it as if it's the first time you see it. I want to see what you guys would have done, right? Because a lot of the times I may assume that students will do this or do that, and they just actually don't. They actually do the right thing. So let me see if you guys would. I want to see what you guys would do. I'm just going to give you a few minutes just to shoot your shot at the question. All right, go ahead.
12
I'm
divided,
sorry?
if you divide 12 by the 100 minus the 6,800, it would be,
Oh, you're telling me the answer already?
I'm asking you if that's how you would do it.
Me not gonna tell you more. You just do it first and then hold on to your answer with faith. So shoot your shot first and hold on to your answer with faith.
I'm giving it a try now to see if it's right.
Finish, sir.
Oh, that was fast. Yo. All right. Leona, go on. Let me hear what you say.
12 divided by 100 times 6,800. That's
What you say? 12 over 100?
Yes, sir.
times 6,005.
6,800.
Oh, sorry, 6,008. Pardon me. Yeah, sorry.
You will get 816.
816
Yes, sir.
flat.
Yes, sir.
And then what would you do after that?
You will minus it from the 6,800.
6,800 minus 816.
That's
How much you get?
5,984.
5,984.
Yes, sir.
All right. Not too bad. Not true.
Yes, sir. That's it.
All right. Incorrect. That's the trap. That is the trap, Liana. That what Liana just did is the trap. I could tell you that's what you were going to do before you do it, but then I will say, I guess I were lucky. So that is the trap, Liana. The trap is to get you to find 12% of the 6,800 and subtract it from 6,800. That is the trap, guys. And before I show you how to work it out, I'm going to show you why this approach has some inaccuracy to it. If then, Liana, you were to go ahead now and prove your answer and say 12 over 100 and times it by 5,884 and then add it back to it, you'll find that you're not going to get 6,800. Go ahead and proceed that calculation for me. What is 12 divided by 100 multiplied by the value you just get? 5,984. And tell me what number you get.
780.
780 flat.
0.08.
0.08. And then if you go ahead now and take the 5,984 and add it to the $780.08. When you add those together, Liana, you will realize then that you're short a couple dollars. Good amount too. How much you got?
6,702.08.
So you're short $98. So 6,702.08. So something is wrong. So therefore, there's an inconsistency in the calculation, because if I find 12% of 6,800 and I take it away from 6,800, if I then find 12% of my answer and then add it back, I should get back my original value. But based on what we are doing here, you realize that we come up short by $98. And depending on how big this figure is, you can come up short by $900, $9,000, $90,000, $900,000. It just looks like a small amount now that maybe you can ignore because it's not a lot of money. But when you're talking about making big money, and these are things that you have to calculate, you can lose millions, right? So this basic math, understanding this basic math is important. So here's where the inconsistency, here's where the ambiguity is, guys. There's a particular word that was mentioned in the question that you may have overlooked. I start with I.
Inclusive, sir.
That's correct. So what Liana did is that she found 12% of an amount of money that already contains the 12%. That is why she's coming up short. So the question is not one of those type of questions that is find it and subtract it. You're going to come up short. Here's the understanding behind the question. You first have to understand what is meant by the word inclusive in this context. Inclusive is coming from the word include. But what does it mean mathematically speaking? It means then that you have to first understand that the original price, whatever it is that you choose to buy, the original price So the original price of anything, doesn't matter the price of the item, the original price of anything is always equal to 100%. We also call the original price the exclusive price as well. So the original price is also called the exclusive price. You have to understand what this means. Whenever you buy something cash and whatever price is advertised, that is the price before tax is added to it, and that's equal to 100%. Now, the question specifically stated that the price of that washing machine was 6,800, which is inclusive of the VAT already, which means that 100 plus 12, was it 12?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so 100 plus 12 is equal to 112%. It means, so what this means, ladies and gentlemen, is when the customer bought the washing machine, they already paid the tax within the amount of money that they paid. So it has the tax in it already. So that means when they bought the washing machine, they did not buy the washing machine at its original value. They bought the machine at a higher value.
Sir,
They
I
bought
think
it-
I got it, sir.
You get it?
Yes, sir, I think I got it.
All right, so then 112% is going to be equivalent to the machine cost. So 112% is equal to 6,800. Because the 6,008, it included the 12% already. So we had to add the 12 to the 100%. Now, if we can use our direct proportional skills that we learned a month and a half ago, where we say we always find the single proportion or one share, then 1% is going to be equal to 6,800 divided by 112. Talk to me. What is 6,800 divided by 112?
60.71.
I don't hear that, Lena.
60.71.
60.71. So therefore, we are now looking for the price. We are looking for the exclusive price. That is the price just before them add the tax to it. So therefore, that's going to be equal to 100 multiplied by 60.71. And then you're going to find that you end up with $6,071. But then you still might ask the question, then how do you know, Mr. P, that is the exact figure? How do you know? All right. You don't need to prove this in an exam. So this is just because I'm in the class. We want to confirm that our answer is indeed correct. Because the answer that Lena attempted, the answer that Lena came up with was 5,984 when she did it the first time. And I come up with 6,071. So therefore then, we're going to prove it. So we're going to find 12% of 6,071 Talk to me. 12 divided by 100 multiplied by 6,071.
$80.52.
80. I don't think it's 80. Try again.
728.5.
728.52.
52.
So therefore then, if I take that 6,071 and I add it to the 728.52, you will find that the answer is very, very close to 6,800, a couple cents short. And it's always going to come up a couple cents short because of the rounding process. How much do you get when you add up those? You should get 6,000.
6,799. 6,799.5.
So we are short by 48 cents. So which is better? Being short by $98 or being short by 48 cents? That's a rhetorical question. So then you can see that the answer that we got is more accurate, much more accurate. All right? And if you were to round off that money, if you were to round it off to the nearest whole number, you'd actually round it off and you'd get 6,800. So be very mindful, ladies and gentlemen, when you get questions like those that uses the word inclusive. That is the trick. All right? Go ahead.
I do not understand.
From where?
From everywhere.
Remember, so we show you what Leonard did in our, we show you why, we show you here that finding 12% of the 6,800 is going to give you an inconsistent result. See, we're not getting back the same answer. So we know so that approach has to be wiped out of the book. So if you go back around here, the understanding is understanding what is meant by inclusive and exclusive. The word exclusive means 100%. The word inclusive means you have to add the percentage to 100. So whenever you buy something that includes tax, you're buying the item higher than the advertised price. You're not buying the item for 100%. You're buying the item at 100 plus whatever they tax you. So when you see me add the 12 to the 100, it is because of the word inclusive. Let me know if you're with me.
Yes, sir. I'm getting what you're saying now.
Good. So now that 112% that you're looking at, it is simply because the machine that was being bought by the customer, it was bought at 6,800, which contains the 12% tax already, which is why we had to equate the 112 to 6,800. Notice we added the 12% to 100.
Yes, sir.
I'll equate it to 6,800 because the 6,800 also includes the tax, which is 12%.
Okay,
So
I
then,
get
oh, you get it now.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You're most welcome. So this part down here is the proof. You don't need to prove this to me. I'm just proving it to you now to show you why this approach is the correct approach.
Okay,
Like
sir.
I said, yeah, this tricks students all the time. All the time. I'm gonna tell you, so you're not the first and you won't be the last. That word inclusive is the word. Look out for that word. No one in the future. Regular them to them something here to students. I've seen it many, many times. Them send worded questions and drop that word inclusive and it flies over the head of students. So be very, very mindful. Okay? All right, so I'm going to give you one to try because we only have 12 minutes into the scheduled session. So I want to give you one to try, right? It's a similar approach, but I want you to put your hands and feel what it feels like to work it out on your own. Try this question for me. And somebody can volunteer to bring our class to the end. A dining room set. A dining room set. Oh, so we won't get a chance to get to profit and loss. I was definitely hoping that I didn't because I don't want to teach anything that you might accidentally have to read over when you're practicing tomorrow or whatever. That's not on the assessment. I want to keep everything synchronized, right? No, I look at nothing that's not going to be on the test. All right, so shoot at this one. Oh, I just said a dining room set. That's what I said.
Yes, sir.
Okay, a dining room set . A dining room set was bought by a customer. The questions are usually the same. They never change. A dining room set was bought by a customer for $8,250. For $8,250. Which was inclusive of which was inclusive of 9% sales tax, which was inclusive of 9% sales tax. Calculate the original cost. Calculate the original cost of the dining room set. Calculate the original cost of the dining room set. You can shoot your shot. Students, the next time you go to the supermarket, I want you to look on your receipt and look at the bottom of the receipt. You're going to see a word. You're going to see a compound word known as subtotal. So just make a note of that. I know that a lot of persons they really pay attention to the prices of the items on the receipt, but they don't really pay attention to the math part. So if you go KFC or Burger King, or you go to the supermarket, look on the receipt at the bottom, you see something called subtotal. Subtotal is what them call exclusive price, or it's the original price. Then right below subtotal, you will see something called GCT or tax. So the machine that them use nowadays, right? It breaks down how much tax you pay and what is your subtotal. Your subtotal is the total before tax is being added. So please also bear that word in mind as well. If you see it in the near future, calculate your subtotal. But for this question, it's just calculate the original price. Shoot your shot, guys. All right, anybody would like to try?
So I'm gonna try.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. So I have 100 plus 9.
Give me a sec. So 100 plus
Mm-hmm.
9.
Mm-hmm. Is equal to 109%.
Okay.
And then we're gonna have the 109% equal 8,250.
Very good. Mm-hmm.
And remember you said I should have a 1% equal
Always been 1%, yeah.
equal 8,250 over 109.
Correct.
So that's gonna equal 75.68. There was more, but I put just the 68.
That's fine.
So you're gonna have 100 times 75.68 equal 7,568.
Perfect. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. All right. And I'm going to end the class with a alternative approach. It's something that a student in the class showed me, right? I didn't know it could work. I didn't know it can work like that. When she showed me, she learned it from a YouTube channel. When she showed me, I was like, okay, I didn't think about it that way, right? So this is new. But you know, guys, I have to study it. I'm going to show you an alternative approach. You could actually say 9. You could say 9 divided by 109. So you can find 9% of the inclusive price already. So you're finding 9% of the item that contains the 9%. So 9 over 109 multiplied by 8,250. What's that for me, please? Nine divided by 109 multiplied by 8,250. How much you got? Guys?
Sir, I got 681.19.
0.19.
Yes, sir.
And then if you subtract it from 8,250. So 8,250 minus 681.19, you should get an answer very close to what Miss Stacy just gave us. How much you got?
Sir, I got 7,568.81.
You see how close it be? It's 81 cents over. And that is as a result of, the reason why it's over is because when Miss Stacy did round off the number, she had 75.68. She said there was more digits, but she only used 2. So she would have gotten a figure that is kind of rounded already. But when you use the next approach, the one at the bottom, you get a more accurate answer, including cents. But it's more or less going to be the same. All right, trust me, there are some persons in the class who are going to take the bottom approach. They must swat it and be like, okay, any miss that question here, so me I do it. So you can do it that way as well. It's acceptable. It's mathematically correct and acceptable. Okay? All right, ladies and gentlemen, that would be the end of tonight's session. So on Thursday, you'll be getting your assessment. And you can just stay tuned for that. Same as usual, same thing as usual. You WhatsApp me the screenshots, scan the document, and do it. All right. So have a good night, guys. And